Flowcharts seems to be very scary, but they are very simple. Actually, very simple. Let us solve this 8-mark question together in the next few minutes. Step number 1. Recognize the problem by putting yourself in the story. Imagine you are buying tickets from the school gate. One ticket costs 200 shillings. You're told that if you buy 5 or more, you're going to get a discount of 10%. And again, you're also told you cannot buy more than 8 tickets. You've already understood the whole problem. Step 1, done. You go to step 2. Defining the problem. In this case, we make use of something we call IPO model, input, process, output model, whereby we're going to make use of grammar, that is nouns and verbs. So we're going to break down this problem into 3 main subcategories, that is inputs, which information are you going to give the cashier? It is the number of tickets. Then for the processes, what will the cashier do based on your information? That is the verb. What is this person going to do? This cashier is going to check if you are buying less than or equal to 8 tickets, and also check if you qualify for discount. And then after that, we'll also calculate total cost. Then the last thing is, which information are you going to get out? The cashier will tell you, okay, this is the total amount of money you need to pay. That is output. We have already done step number 2, problem definition. We go to step number 3, where you're supposed to get the 8 marks. Step number 3 is a matter of interpreting our IPO model into algorithms and use a tool like Flowchart or Pseudocode. In this question, we're going to use Flowchart. And then later, we're also going to use Pseudocode. Since now we already know the flow of the process, the next thing is to identify the correct symbols to use. Use an oval to show a start of a program. Then use a parallelogram to indicate an input. Here, in this case, you're inputting tickets. Then after that, the first thing to check is the number of tickets to be purchased. We use a diamond box. Check if the number of tickets is greater than 8 or less than 1. If yes, then it means it is invalid input, and therefore the program should immediately stop. What about if no? We start another check. Is this person qualifying for discount? If yes, calculate the total cost minus discount, that is 90% of the total cost. If no, there is no discount at all, just total cost. Then from there now we can combine everything together and display the total cost. And then from there the program stops. It is as simple as that. We can also have a pseudocode representation of this flowchart, same way. Begin, then using simple English statements, just input tickets. Then we check, is the number of tickets greater than or 8 or less than 1? Output invalid number. Else, okay, we stop the program if that is the case. If the number of tickets is greater than or equal to 5, then we calculate the total cost based on the discount. Else, calculate total cost without discount, and the program ends by outputting total cost. That's all. So now, since we have this pseudocode, it will be very easier for us to go to step number 4, which is program coding. How do you do it? Just check. Our pseudocode had begin and end. Here we're going to use JavaScript, and therefore we're going to have script for opening and the closing one. After that, we add inputting number of tickets. But before that, in programming, it is usually good to define all the variables which you are going to use. So in our case, we're going to define tickets, then also define total cost. So we're going to use let tickets and also let total cost. I just let tickets to be 0 and total cost to be 0 for now. That is called initializing the variables. Then from there now we can start inputting tickets. Tickets is equals to prompt to number, then prompt. Number converts this input because JavaScript assumes anything you input using prompt is a text. After inputting, now we check if tickets is greater than 8. So if tickets is greater than 8 or tickets is less than 1, output invalid number. Again, now we check if tickets is greater than or equal to 5, then total cost will be equal to tickets times 200 times the discount, that is 90% of the original price. Else, total cost is equals to tickets times 200, no discount. Then from there now we can output the total cost for just is total cost. That is step number 4. Step number 5 is usually testing and debugging. Let us test our case here. Yeah, we can see here input number of tickets. Let us use normal data like 3 tickets. 3 times 200, we get 600. Total cost for 3 tickets is 600. Correct. Let us try again and input a number which will give us discount like 6 of them. 6 times 200, we get 1200 minus some discount. And we get 10,800. That's abnormal. So that's where debugging comes from. Let us check the reason here. Oh, tickets, we said it should be not 90, but 0.9 as a percentage. Let us try again. Number of tickets, 6. So it will be 1200 minus discount, and we get 1080. What about a number which is not allowed, like greater than 8? For example, 9, we get valid number. Total count cost is this. This is abnormal. Invalid number. Total cost is this. We should not get this. Let us go back and debug the logic. Actually, what we have seen here is what we call logical error. The program is running but giving out invalid output. Let us check what has happened here. So we should have informed the computer that once you reach here, you should exit, or else exit is not allowed. Let us use the keyword else here and then connect this else with this. Like that. Else if tickets, else. Let us try again. With the normal data like 300, we get 600. Then with 6 tickets, we get 1080. And then with 9 tickets, we get invalid number. Total cost for 9 tickets is 0. Again, another error. Let us try to check again the problem. Write the valid number. It is about the scope. Else. We need to have this else somewhere here. Add a bracket here. And then we have if. And then we enclose it here. So we have the first part of if statement. And now we have the second part of if statement. So else, if ticket is this. Let us try again. Number of tickets 3. Okay. Number of tickets 6. Okay. Number of tickets 9. Very okay. Invalid number. So the problem was on how we were enclosing this. So this is a if else statement. And inside the else statement, there is another if else statement. This is what we call nested if. So we have already debugged our program. That means we need to modify this pseudocode and add, instead of end if, we just go to else. Then we have our if here. Then we end if again. This else ends here. Then this if ends here. The flowchart is very okay. Tickets greater than or equal to 8 or less than 1, output in value number and then stop. Else, everything goes in between here. So can you see how writing flowchart and pseudocode is very simple? Hit that subscribe button for more easy computer tutorials. Goodbye and practice more.